How did you feel about joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Describe the moment you learned you'll be in the film.
Well, it is a wonderful experience. It's an honor, and yeah, it was so great when I received the call. Well, first I received the call, a Zoom call. It was frozen for 5 minutes, so I barely understand what was happening. Ryan was talking to me about a shaman and a beverage, and some aspect of the movie, and then it was frozen, and he's back, and he asked me, well, what do you think? And I was like, yeah, but I didn't know. I miss the character. I missed almost everything, the most important thing in the conversation. And then my team called me back. I explained to them what happened, and then Nathan called me and explained exactly what was my character, which is Namor, and what they are thinking to do with the character, the different background, Mesoamerican background, especially Maya, and that blows my mind. Is so great, and I think they made the right decision, providing him with a different background, but it's rich because Mayan culture, all the Mesoamerican culture, but especially Mayan culture, is so finest and delicate and sophisticated. So I don't know. For me, it was, yeah, the right decision.
Right. Who do you play in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and what is he like? Describe his superhuman abilities, his superpowers, and the kingdom he rules.
Yeah, this my character is Namor, which is the ruler. The Tlachtuani is the Nahuatl word for the ruler of Talocan, which is this kingdom they build under the water. They run away. All the all his people run away from the surface during the conquest of the Mayan Peninsula. So they jump into the water. They create this civilization. They continue their own civilization, and this guy can fly. He can swim. He's able to breathe the air on the surface and under the water, and he's super strong. And but I think the most important aspect of this character is how much he loves his people. He loves his culture, and he's trying to protect the things that he loves the most. And he is capable to do whatever he has to do to protect them. So I love that aspect of the character, and to build the character with obviously all these superpowers, but the main thing, I mean, the core of the character is his humanity, the contradictions, and his vulnerability and fragility. And from that point on, we build everything else. I mean, Ryan and I.
Many actors find that playing the antagonist in a film is exciting. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally. Some movies, and talking about science fiction or superhero movies, sometimes they tend to make the good guy so good, pure, and the bad guy so bad, like evil, like demons. So, but in reality, all the people have different aspects. The people has the black and white part of their personality together, and most of the time it's impossible to identify which one is what. So I think this particular character has all the range of emotions and different aspects of his personality. So at the end of the movie, which I celebrate, is I think the people can't say, okay, this is a villain or this is a hero. I think at the end, the people has the sensation like this is a human being. He has his reasons to do this or that. You can agree or not. You can say, okay, I should do this. I should take the same decisions. But the thing is, at the end, you can understand, the reasons. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation.
Great. How did you prepare physically for the film?
Well, I have to learn how to swim. I have to take some free diving classes, of course, work out and follow a diet, which is not easy because it took too much months, So my character is barely naked, just with a tiny speedo and too much skin. So it's hard to keep the shape and take care of your body and everything is for a long time, because it's too specific. It's not like you are having a regular life and then you go to the job or wherever. No, you have to take care of every aspect. So I think the constancy, it was the hardest part of all the physical preparation.
And can you explain or describe what a day on set was with the cast and working with Ryan Coogler?
Well, it depends of the scene. For example, in the tank, it was so much fun. Jumping to the tank with all these people, all the trainers and other actors or stones, and it's so good, because it's like a kind of pool party, but you are working and this is serious, but it's fun at the same time. Then we have the wires, we have the fight scenes, or the dramatic scenes, which are my favorite, of course, as an actor. So most of my scenes were with Letitia. So it was so great because she's a fantastic partner. And English is not my first language. So when I was there and I made mistakes or I forgot some lines or the pronunciation issues, she was just there looking at my eyes and saying, "It's okay, let's do it all over again," and you feel comfortable and you feel protected and you can trust in this person. So and she was going through different and difficult situations. The grief of the loss of Chadwick that affects all of us. I mean, I've never met him before, but I could feel how important he was for the people. And of course, his legacy is fantastic. It's enormous. But yeah, being there with this girl, with Ryan, and eventually with Angela, it was, one of the best experience in my career, to feel so welcome for all of these actresses and actors and director.
What is the history of the character within the Marvel comics of Namor?
Well, in the Marvel comics, this guy is the king of Atlantis. The background of this character is the Greek myth, the Atlantis and all this mythology, which is beautiful. And he is trying to protect his people again. He is fighting against the surface, but not because he hates them or he envy them or nothing like that. He was just trying to protect the kingdom. And they take the same background, the same attitude and the same feelings and of the character, and then they provide him with a different culture in a different moment and a different space. And I think this move enrich the narrative, enrich all the background of this character.
What makes the movie special?
I think the movie is special because of course it's a great movie. Of course it's funny and entertaining, and you can enjoy and have a really good time watching the movie. But at the same time, this movie has different layers, and you can, of course, have fun. But at the same time, you can think about representation, but you can think about the vulnerability of these characters. You can find how they deal with grief, how they deal with the pain, and what you can do with all these elements that are hurting your life. But you can create something beautiful with that. You can take different paths and do something with all the pain. And the movie has all these aspects together in a beautiful package. It's like a beautiful gift. And then you open this and you can find many toys, many things. And I think that is part of the things that makes this movie so special. And because that's part of the art.
Last question. How did you learn to speak the language in the movie, the Yucatan Mayan, and how would you describe it?
Yeah, well, the Maya, there are different kind of Maya. There are like 5 or 6 variation of Maya, and we have to understand that some guy give them the name Maya to all the inhabitants of a region, but not necessarily they are the same. It was just the name of the region and all the inhabitants, because they share some cultural aspects. But like to say Europeans, could be Scandinavians or Spaniards or French or British. All of them are Europeans, but not necessarily are the same. They don't speak, the same language, different cultures, but share all of those countries. They share the same some aspects of cultural aspect. It happened the same with Maya. So one of those variation of the Maya was the Maya from Yucatan, from I think is the most extended variation of Maya in the peninsula. And that language is so different from Spanish. So it was a different pronunciation, some sounds that doesn't exist, neither Spanish or English, nor English. So it was tricky to go there, But we have this fantastic teacher, Josue Maichi. He's an actor, he's Maya speaker, he's Maya himself. So it was easier to understand. It was easier to take the Maya and use it, and it was beautiful, because at the same time I discovered that some structures that we use in Spanish in Mexico, we have like not just Spanish, it's like Mexican Spanish. So some structures comes from indigenous languages. So how they use their languages and they translate to Spanish, and is the Spanish that we use in Mexico. And discovering that during the process was like, oh my God. So they say this in Maya exactly. We use the same word in Spanish, but obviously, translated. It's like, oh my God, it's great. It's how much of these roots we have now and we use as part of our identity. Fantastic.